Hi, good day. I'm Lara Cassandra Brion. Before I start, I want you to think about this.
When disasters hit, like earthquakes, strong typhoons, or even corruption in government, how do we know what the right thing to do is?
Sometimes we face choices where there is no perfect answer. So today, I'll share 4 ethical theories that can guide you or leaders and communities during crisis in the Philippines.
So first, the deontology, next, the utilitarianism, virtue ethics, and social contract theory. So let's discuss first the deontology. Deontology is a duty and doings what is right. Is an ethical theory that focuses on the morality of actions based on the rules or duties rather than the consequences themselves.
For examples, government officials have a duty to be honest and transparent. After disasters like earthquake and floods in northern Cebu, people want to know where the disaster funds go. Under deontology, officials must share the truth and follow the law no matter what. Even if telling the truth is hard or even if it makes them look bad, their duty is to be honest. That's what deontology teaches us. Now, let's move to a theory that focuses more on outcomes.
Utilitarianism is an ethical theory that defines right actions as those that produce the greatest amount of overall happiness for the greatest number of people. K idea: produce the greatest good for the greatest number.
Utilitarianism says, help the biggest number of people first, so more lives are saved. This theory is very practical in emergencies, but it also reminds us that leaders should think carefully because sometimes when helping the majority, smaller or far communities might get less attention. So, utilitarianism teaches us to balance fairness while trying to maximize the good for everyone. The next theory focuses not on rules or results, but on the character of the person.
Next is virtue ethics. A virtuous ethics is a moral philosophy that focuses on the character of a person rather than on rules or consequences. It emphasizes the cultivation of virtues such as courage, honesty, and justice through practice to develop a moral character that leads to good actions. A central tenet is that the right action is the one a virtuous person would take in the same.
In the Philippines, we saw many examples of good character during disasters. Neighbors helping each other, volunteers giving food, rescuers risking their safety. In the Philippines, we saw many examples of good character during disasters. Neighbors helping each other, volunteers giving food, rescuers risking their safety. So for leaders, if virtue ethics asks, do you show compassion? Are you courageous enough to face the people? Do you tell the truth? So, when leaders lack of virtues, for example, when they allow corruption or ignore communities, people lose trust. But when leaders show real concerns and integrity, even in difficult times, communities feel hopeful and safe. So, virtue ethics reminds us that good leadership is not only about skills, it's about being a good human being. Yes. Finally, let's talk about our relationship with the government.
Social contract theory. Social contract theory is a moral and political philosophy that explains the legitimacy and limits of political authority based on the idea of an explicit or implicit agreement among individuals to form a society. People agree to surrender some of their natural freedoms in exchange for the benefits of social order and security, such as the protection of rights and the establishment of laws.
For example, the public reaction to laws like Maharlika Investment Fund shows how important trust is. People want assurance that their money is handled properly. When trust breaks, people question unfairness and legitimacy of the system. Social contract theory teaches us that the government must be accountable, honest, and fair, because that is their responsibility to the people. In times of crisis like earthquakes, typhoons, and issues in government, these theories help us guide ethical decisions. They remind us that ethical leadership is not just about power, it is about responsibility, honesty, care, and respect. So, thank you for listening, and I hope this idea helped us understand how ethics can shape a better Philippines. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Give me reasons we should be complete. You should be with them like it could be. You look to me like oh so alone.
The happiest people in life are the givers, not the getters. Sometimes we think happiness comes from getting more money, more praise, more attention. But real happiness, it often comes from giving. Giving your time, your help, your care. It's about being there for someone without expecting anything back. You feel a different kind of joy when you see someone smile because of something you did. It's not about being rich or having it all. It's about knowing you made a small part of someone's day better. Givers make the world feel less cold. They remind us that kindness still matters. And even when life feels unfair, givers choose to show up with a heart full of love. So if you want to be happy, try giving more. Not because you have to, but because you want to. The reward? It's a kind of peace and joy that things can't give you. Only people can.